Tripping, I've been looking at the wicked. Tripping, I've been making bad decisions. Banking on the grace that you would send to all your children. Should be asking for forgiveness, but I'm really into sinning. Backslidden, the fruit forbidden. It's always hitting. When you a Christian, I'm lost, I gotta find my way. Like, where is it? I'm poor, but can I pay God a visit? Anxiety been trying me, fearing all varieties. I've been tripping, Holy Father, you deserve apologies. With open arms, you accept me like from colleges. And you paid it all, I'm going to heaven on a scholarship. But first I gotta go home, where the Father is, and get this grace and mercy like a Christian starter kit. I'm such a sinner, I don't know why you fathered this. But that's who my Father is. I just wanna find my way back home. God, I know I went astray so long, but I know I'm in your grace for sure. So I'm trying to see your face, oh Lord, you wait with the ring and the robe. You say it's okay. Come home again. Save me from afar. You're right there with open arms. Lord, I know I made mistakes, but I know it's not too late. I know there's nothing I can do to take me out. Your love is true. Neither not a high nor a depth. So Lord, you order my steps as I find my
What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Hey, how y'all doing, man? Good morning, man. Hey, it's terrific Thursday, man. Hey, welcome to my podcast, Real Talk with your boy MRK. I'm Martez Raphael Kirkland. One unique like a snowflake in the sky. I'm one piece. No one's like this brother right here. And welcome to my podcast. You can view it on YouTube, all streaming platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Instagram. So go ahead and check that out if you guys are on those platforms, or you'd rather be on those platforms than YouTube or Facebook. Also, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that link, that like button and everything, and support a brother, man. And if you don't support me, hey, just go ahead and continue to keep scrolling to the next podcast or to the next video in your social media. I definitely, it's not gonna hurt my feelings, man. But hey, this show today is honestly, man, it's been a while since I've been back on. Been like a couple of weeks, man. I took a hiatus, took a break because I had a lot of things going on and everything. So I try to do things, in a way to make sure that I'm able to give 100% energy into whatever it is that I'm doing, so I can be able to put out the best product and do my best, with giving myself or 100% to whatever it is that I am doing. Instead of trying to do so many things all at once. So I had to put this down for a minute, but I'm back. And what sparked me from to come back on this podcast, right, is something that I woke up to this morning. I seen a Facebook post that really kind of was irritating and disturbed me, right? And so we're gonna get right morning of inspiration. But I don't know how long I'm gonna be on. I don't know if I'm gonna be on for 30 minutes to an hour, but it depends on I guess how much I get off my chest and how much I try to inform you guys. Today's hot topic is recruiting. I'm a basketball coach. I've been coaching for a long time. So recruiting, who really helps these kids get into school, right? There's numerous of people in my area that I live in, and there's many other areas across the world, across the United States, that claims to be or say that they help kids get scholarships or get into school, or open doors for them to get opportunity to move on to their next chapter of their life, right? And there's a lot of people that claim that. Well, what I don't do is, for myself, I never state what a person is not doing because I don't know 100%. Now, what I do know, I only know what someone tells me and what I have come to find out with the actual true facts. That's why it's all about. So what this podcast is about, it's about the truth. It's about honesty. It's about revealing and being transparent, right? I told you the post that I seen was very irritating and everything. So I had to play some Christian music to make me feel good and put me in a way to not allow the worldly temptations of anger and rage and for me not to say anything that I may regret or bring discredit to my name and everything, because it's disheartening when I see that. When I see posts of a nature when you try to discredit individuals that may have helped these kids, and maybe you don't know. And also, I truly believe that you can help kids, and you can do things where multiple people can help these kids. It knows the old saying, it takes a village, right, to raise people. It takes a village to help people. It takes a village to get people to where they can go and thrive and have opportunity, right? So it's not just one person. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But what I won't do, I won't say what people is not doing. I won't discredit people because I don't know. The only thing that I can speak on is myself. The only thing I can do is tell you about what I have seen, have experienced, and I actually have done. Right? That's the only thing that I can say. I can give you the facts on that. And also I can give you my knowledge in the world of recruiting, the world of basketball, the world of kids and everything from as far as my experience. Everybody, just because you wouldn't experience what I experienced doesn't make it true. Doesn't make it not true. Understand that. Just because you ain't never experienced that, or you ain't never done it, or you ain't never even was able to maybe come into an encounter with someone that has experienced those things, how they get recruited, on which ways they go about doing it, doesn't make it true. There's so many avenues of approach and avenues where it can be done. And I'm trying to go through this without discrediting people and maybe starting an uproar and everything, because I don't want to get into that mindset. I'm too grown for that. So I'm gonna try to make sure I use my words carefully. I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't upset anybody for the sake of the circle of trainers and coaches and everything, because that's just not who I am. That's not my character. So I'm gonna try to stay within my character. But I'm human, I'm a man, and I make mistakes. So I'm gonna try to, as I go through this, as we talk about the recruiting, and who really helping these kids get into school. And I don't know where do I start. First, I start. I'm gonna start like this. There's so many in the homes of America. There's many millions of kids out there, whatever sport it is, right? That has aspirations of being able to go to the next level, maybe dreams and aspirations of playing at the college level, and it's always, everybody wants to play at the highest level because that's what we see on TV, right? That's what we see on TV. We want to see, we want to be that. I once was a kid, a teenager, and everything. So I once wanted to do that. I wanted to play college basketball and be on TV and Division 1 and be known for that, right? And every young kid that plays whatever sport it is they play pretty much has those aspirations throughout that course and throughout their journey of playing and finding that love and like for the game that they play. So I know I'm in favor. I reside in favor of North Carolina. um I've coached in numerous schools. I've coached through with my AAU organization, which I started back in 2007-8 by myself and pretty much funded by myself, and to this day still do it with the help of some handful of coaches that I purposely and selectively picked to be a part of the organization that I created, because I don't trust a lot of individuals, men, coaches out there, because everybody has their own hidden agendas, and I knew that they didn't have the vision that I have and everything. And it wasn't really about to make money, but even though the coaching world or the training or the AAU, it is a business, but it wasn't what I set out to do. It was more so about how can I help the community that I lived in, and setting a legacy for myself. And when I die, what did I want to be known to to as to the community that I lived in, and to the people that I'm surrounded by. And hey, hey, so um when I when I did that and I created TCA, which is True Champions Athletics, I set out to the point of to help kids get into college. It wasn't to a mom and pop AAU team. It wasn't even about the for my son, because I didn't have my son play AAU until like almost 3 or 4 years later. It was I was in the Fayetteville area. Most of the kids that I coach have been in the 71st school district, and I was coaching in the recreation. And I coached for a few years, and I was coaching the 17U teams, and they were kids that I thought that was pretty talented or whatever. And I was finding my way around Fayetteville to understanding the basketball scene and the talent. But there was kids I was like, man, you could be able to play at the next level, and not understanding it 100% at that time. But I did my research. I would talk to others that had more knowledge than me. I would, obtain the knowledge that I needed to help, hopefully, and put them in the positions that they needed to have the opportunities that they can go ahead and they can take. And that's what I did. Now I had my ups and downs, lumps and everything. No, I wasn't like the top best organization as far as wins and all that good stuff. But that wasn't my purpose. My purpose was to help kids get in school. So for those that don't know, and for those that think they know, they don't know. I've been doing this for like I think it's about 17 years now. And I can remember my first team that I had, man. It was rough, but I had a couple of kids, a few kids out of 71st. And pretty much that's what 71st High School, that's pretty much where most of my kids came from. And I'm gonna be honest, I would hear the stories. I would hear the stories about the high school coach that he wasn't helping and helping the kids get into school. And I'm gonna be honest, even though there's some coaches out there with great records and they win at the high school level, they still don't have the actual true knowledge to knowing how to get those kids into school. There's still coaches where they just think because the kid is good in that area or in that city or whatever, that a college coach is just going to drop on their doorstep. But they're naive to the fact. And even if they aren't, they still are stuck in the ways of they thinking that maybe their connections that they have is going to get them in the door. But understand this, your connections only go so far. You, you know, in the coaching world and at the college level, they want to win now. They want to put a competitive team under this. So they're just not going to take your they're not going to live or off the homeboy or the homegirl um um stance of taking a kid. If that kid is not capable of playing at that level, guess what? They take that kid, especially if they're like an assistant coach and they bring that kid in, you know, they're gonna be put on the spotlight if that kid is not able to perform or don't pan out to what they said that they could be. Or they won't get an opportunity because at the end of the day, um it's the head coach's decision to give that kid an opportunity to bring that kid into their roster and put that kid into their program. So there's a lot of ignorance. There's a lot of naiveness. There's a lot of thinking. People don't even there's not even in the scene of understanding of how to get a kid seen recruited. And now there's a lot of platforms out there that says that they're going to do that. But the true matter of it, whether it's camps, whether it's recruiting services, and it's still a small percentage of kids that's actually going to get what scholarships out of that, opportunities. These kids, they go to these camps, they go to these workouts and everything. And I'm gonna be honest, man, it's probably maybe your chances are a little bit better than going to an AAU tournament because you're in a gym with probably maybe no more than 60 kids. So you get to be seen. Your exposure is a little bit more higher. But if you still don't have the talent, if you still don't have, honestly, also a coach or someone vouching for you and building that relationship with that coach, just to give you an opportunity for him to actually really look at you and give you a chance to maybe step on his floor at his school, then it's the same thing as you going out to these AAU tournaments that don't have college coaches. Like in the last couple of years, I came back into the AAU scene. I really didn't want to because I don't like the way AAU is going. Because at the end of the day, and I'm here to tell you, parents, other coaches, like there's other coaches that have AAU teams, and these kids are playing for it. Yeah, they may win, but the coaches don't even know how to get them recruited. They're banking on going to a tournament, big shots, phenom, hoop scene, and hoping that a coach just comes around their court and they get noticed. The chances of them getting noticed is slim. It's very slim. Ask yourself this: when you make those decisions to play for that team or that coach, ask that coach what type of college connections or resources he has to help your son or your daughter get recruited. Ask him about his track record. Or you just playing for your uncle's team, or you playing for your homeboy's team? Because he said, I'm telling you, I see a lot of kids end up in a bad situation just because of that. So, and I don't put it out there as much, but started to do it in the last year. Like, what I don't do is when I don't question another man's aspirations and dreams and goals. Like, you don't know what I was thinking 18, 17 years ago when I started my organization. It may have been already to be a lot of the stuff that people are doing. I've already thought about it and wanted to do it. I just didn't have, sometimes it takes funds or the platform to do it in. But I knew that I wanted to help kids get into school and they have an opportunity of getting an education. I'm going to say that again, not to go be a D1 player or to the NBA or to get an education. Like for me, that's my only goal, is so they can have something after high school and they're not twiddling their thumbs wondering what they're going to do. So if it is helping them do something that they love to do and enjoy doing it, and they can get an education out of it, that is the ultimate goal. That is the win. Not about if they're doing D1. How many kids, especially in Fayetteville, North Carolina, that actually are D1? It's 1%. There's coaches, there's trainers, they're pushing the kids to say, no, you can go D1 and D2, pass up on the NAIA school that can do a package deal and put it together and pretty much bring you to that school to where you're almost either paying nothing or little to none. Hey, you don't need to go JUCO because you're better than that, and then they miss out on that opportunity. I'm on the girls' side at the junior college, and I've been blessed to have that opportunity. So I see it in real time. I see the numbers. I see the kids that are fighting just to get into school at the junior college level. And a lot of times it is about skill and talent and grades. Then it's about, is that coach and staff willing to give you the opportunity to offer you to come there? Does that coach have connections with coaches and trainers and whoever in the community that can vouch for players that are trying to come into those doors? It's so much. It's not always about just how good that player is. So, and y'all talk, I know y'all might like, well, your package, you talk about package. What is NAIA? Man, I talk to coaches where they downplayed junior colleges. They downplayed NIA schools. Let me tell you something. Maybe not in this area, but out in the Midwest, out in the West Coast, out in, I think, the Southwest, NIA school, Division I, it is some great basketball. And it is not that the kids can't play. Recruitment is all about just finding the kid, the opportunity, just being in at the place in the right time. Some kids get under recruited that are honestly maybe they're better than players that are at that D2 school. But you have to ask yourself, why is that? Maybe they didn't play on a AAU team that could put them in front of the coaches. Maybe they parents could not travel and had the money to go to the camps, the college camps. Most likely their coaches didn't know how to do so, didn't know who to contact. Because all they did is they're thinking on the surface. They're thinking about the D1, D2 school, and that's it. And then you got your local D3 school. They don't get into the weeds and do the research and really look up finding other schools. There's other schools besides that's besides the NCAA. That you still can get a degree, that you still can get an education, and you can still go to college, and they give you money, whether it's athletically or academically, or it's packaged between with your FAFSA based off of how much Pell Grant you get. So I'm going to tell you this, parents, coaches, new coaches that don't even have an idea or don't even know how it works. It ain't even about an offer. Is an offer to come to play for the school. It's not an offer. It's not about the scholarship and the money. After the coaches offer you, then they talk about how much money that you're going to get. And that may be a partial. That may be 25%. That may be 75%. Based off of their Pell Grant, based off of the FAFSA, your financial aid, they're going to look at that first. They're not D1s. Unless you're a 4 or 5 star type athlete, you're pretty much not getting the full ride athletically. So your grades, the better your grades, the better chance of you getting more money if you're not going to that D1, D2 school, especially D3. See, D3, you definitely got to have some grades to get money, because at the end of the day, they can throw the kitchen sink to you, and they're still going to be pretty much between $10,000 to $12,000 that you're still going to have to pay every year. And most D3 schools are private institutions. So coaches, when you out there shopping for your kids and you're looking at a school and you don't even understand the financial obligation and the scholarship, you don't understand how the scholarship works, you're just trying to get a school or a coach to look at them and all that good stuff. You shop that kid based off of, first of all, find out about their financial standing, talk with their parents, find out what they can afford. Maybe they still can go to that D3 school, but if they can't, they either going to have to go JUCO, NAIA. If they're good enough, they go D1, D2. And if you get a D1 offer, so all y'all out there that see these kids getting D1 offers and everything, it don't mean that they on a full ride either. It don't mean that they're on a full ride. They had just got the opportunity to be accepted to come and be in the basketball program to play for that program. But you guys out there that think you guys, I guess because you considered yourself like you territorial or whatever, which is corny to me. Very corny, like you're the only one that can do this and whatever. Let me tell you, a lot of the kids that me and my coaches have helped, I've just recently put them out there. I had a kid, and I'm not going to say his name for his sake, but he went to 71st High School. He was already solidified with an offer last year, his junior year, at the school that he's about to sign to. He didn't put it out there because he was hoping that maybe something else would come along, and maybe he didn't have to go to that school and everything. And that's what all kids do. You know, so you're always wishing and hoping and praying that maybe it could be something always better can come along. But we always tell kids what interest you have is basically at that time is what you are. Not saying that's what you're going to pan out to be. I took 2 kids down to a college last year that played on my AAU team. One kid, man, he was a senior. He was my one unsigned senior that played on my AAU team. And I knew that it would be definitely hard to find. He's not D1. And to be honest, he was athletic and all this stuff. He really wasn't D2. He needed some more work, needed more skill, needed more development. So I took him down to more of a junior college. Talked to the coach. I hit the coach up because I got the coach number in my pocket. And if you guys want, I can pull out my phone and I can show you the messages for those that don't know. And I might do that. For every kid this year that I have assisted, and me and my other coach have assisted to get into college, I'm going to pull up every message, coaches, times when we have talked through text messages, just text messages, and me and being able to send out highlights and film and vouching for the kid. I've gotten kids an offer on the phone. I've gotten them set up with visits on the phone. Now, whether the kids, you know, they commit or whatever, they got an offer. And then whether they decide to kind of continue to see maybe what their worth is because they have not put it out to anybody, and maybe they go to a camper here and there just to test their markability, their value, and maybe they can land, I got it, something maybe else and full ride to maybe D2 school. But it don't mean that because they walked in your building and that coach is there that they ain't even already have an offer. Everything don't need to be talked about and everything don't need to be said. So I had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had, I believe, 7 seniors on my team from last year. All but 2 of them, because one of them don't want to play at the next level. The other one, I just haven't heard from him or his mother. So evidently he's just not interested in playing, or maybe he already had plans and he knows what he's going to do. And that's okay, as long as he has something to do. But all the other 5 of them, they have offers. They have offers. Whether you think it's legit or not, it ain't for you to question. But they have offers. They have gotten, scholarships. And I'm gonna tell you, and some of them are in the rims. And let me tell you how this worked too. All the time, a lot of times, these kids when they come, like I said, it's the package deal. They're gonna give them a little athletic money. They're gonna give them a little Pell Grant. We're gonna get your Pell Grant, and then you're gonna give some academic money. and you might have an overhead. You know, they might be a little bit left over to where the parent might have to play. But the goal is, right, because everybody is not going to get a full ride. And that's why these coaches and these trainers, they're out here trying to push these kids, and they're losing on opportunity because you're trying to find a kid 100%. The days at Fayetteville Tech, you know, a kid, we don't give 100%. At junior colleges, they don't give, especially if it's late in the game. So what makes you think that you're going to find a kid 100% and they ain't even a 4 or 5-star athlete? You a fool. And you're hurting that kid because for your selfish reasons. Find the kids. See, it's all about, see, what I do for the kids, I look at my kids, I see what type of kids they are, and I look for the school that will fit them as a player, a person, their character, where they can thrive at. It's not about just getting them a basketball scholarships or getting coaches in a building and just have your pick. I talk to these coaches. I let them know about this is the type of player he or she is. So therefore, the fit will be good and the experience that they have will be good. Because I know, because I have 2 kids that went to college. One is playing right now. See, that's the difference too. Like, I'm personally connected to the process. I'm not just a dude. I don't have no kids or whatever and everything. And I ain't that. I have a personal, I've been personally connected to the process. And there's some other few coaches that in Fayetteville that have been through the same thing. So they have some knowledge. They understand how it works. Like I said, I'm not going to dilute anybody's ability to assist others, and I'm not going to say that people are not helping those, but I only can speak on what I have done. And I told y'all this. I'm up right quick. And hold on, I told y'all, I said I wanted to show y'all some receipts, right? So y'all understand. Oops. Okay, hold on. All right, here's the first one. Can't type today. Care. Uh-oh. I'm about to say somebody wiped out my phone. Now I'm joking. Let's go to my text messages. Here we go. All right, this school right here, right? It's Carolina University. Carolina University. It dates back, and to be honest, I got to pull up my app, my college app, to where I kind of coaches contact me and I contact them. And it actually goes back to almost a year and a half ago when I started to contact this coach. And I started to send the coach video. I started to talk to the coach about the players that I have, right? A year and a half ago. So this goes back to, this one is Sunday, April 21st. Good morning. How you doing, coach? Hey, I'm Martez Kirkland, assistant women's coach at Fayetteville Tech. All right. Also one of my AAU players, all right, from my travel ball team came up to your school for a visit and workout. This is just a recent one. He goes to 71st High. He told me he liked the visit and you enjoyed his play, which is awesome. I was wondering, are you looking for any 2024s? I have a big 6'7" post, same school. I have a 2024 point guard from Jack Britt. Just wondering if you could use them. They are really good kids. I think it will be a good fit. He hits me back. You know, college coaches are busy, so he hits me back the next day. Yeah, we are currently still recruiting. Then he says, unfortunately, right? This is what he says. We don't have much money left for our scholarships, for our varsity team, but we do have a junior development team, which I would want to bring them to in for 1 year and then push them to the varsity team. So, and he goes to say, I'm the head assistant for the varsity. We play a full schedule for those guys and really try to get them developed and ready. So also understand this: while you coaches or you trainers out there, you're not understanding that there's so much detail in that. There's schools, they have developmental teams, the JV teams, practice squads, and all that good stuff, right? And they give out scholarships for that. It may not be as much money as it would be the top team, right? But they give out scholarships for that, right? So you have to know the kid that you are trying to assist. If you know that they need a little bit more development, and it's not meaning that they can't play, it meaning that level of play that they're going into, they're going to need a little bit more muscle, a little bit more IQ and understanding of how to play the game, you know, learning on how to become a collegiate athlete, dealing with school. It may be a better situation in them walking into where they're either on a developmental team, maybe we're walking into a situation where they can redshirt. They're on the team, they're practicing, they're developing, they're getting mature, and then when they come into their redshirt freshman year, they're able to thrive. They're able to hit the floor running. See what I'm saying? There's so many different little options that a lot of y'all don't even consider because you don't know. So y'all question and be like, well, how this kid, because this is what's happening. How this kid, man, such got it's a school. It may not be the school to your approval because your mind's so small, simple-minded people. It may not be a school to the choosing that you think that. But then, so let me tell you this. When that happens, and then the kids come up for a visit, and sometimes that's what I do. I try to get the ball moving and helping them set up a visit, because if you don't know how, can you get that kid in for a visit? And you get them in for a visit. A lot of times, some schools, especially you can come in for a workout. And what more better for that kid to be right there in front of that coach so that coach can assess them. So if you have honest faith and ability of that player, then you know that player is going to go in there and they're going to do what they have to do, and they can walk up out of there with an opportunity, right? See, the goal is to getting that kid in the door. The goal is to getting that kid some money to go to school. And the goal is to have, so that kid can have the opportunity to be able to live out his dream. What's her dream? That's the goal. That's it. And see, and once that happens, especially when that school or that coach get a good player from you, you build a relationship. That coach know, like, hey, when he comes and he vouches for a player, nine times out of 10, it's probably going to be a decent player because I just got 2 players from him a couple years ago. So you build that connection, you build that rapport, you build that relationship. So let me bring up another. I'm sorry. I just got perfect. And okay, what's the cost of this? Okay. I'm sorry, that's apparent as far as training and stuff like that. But yeah, so what I was saying is, man, there's so much things that go into recruiting. There's so much things that People don't tell you. There's so much things that some of these coaches and they're so naive to because they're unwilling to really do the research themselves and everything. It's not even about who you are. Like that homeboy hookup, man. Come on now. That's it's gonna be played out, man. That homeboy hookup is not that. I'm gonna tell you, man, the coaches that I talk to, a lot of times it could be the first time I've had communication with them. It's first time. But the difference from you and me, because I have been blessed, I have a platform. And whether you think it's small or not, because I'm a junior college coach, I have a platform where they're more willing to listen to me than dad. They're more willing to listen to me than the local AAU coach. They're more, unless you got an outstanding 5-star kid, they pretty much are not going to right off the back listen. You're not going to have the ear as much as a coach. So I use my platform to help these kids. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to be honest, before being here, I was doing this. I was doing that. I just never spoke about it. Just never spoke about it. I'll just sit back and watch how things transpire from those that say they was and say they are. Some of y'all don't even know it. Guess what? I got kids from other AAU teams that has hit me up in the last week. And I'm not going to tell them their name. I go to my Instagram page. Every time I go to my Instagram, I'm sorry, okay. I go to my Instagram and I have a kid. He hits me up. Hold on, I'm trying to see where's it at. Coach, could you help me? Question mark. Only coach I talked to so far is the coach from Methodist. Oh, wow. This is what I said. Oh, wow. I said, okay, well, I never turn away a kid. I said, okay, I'll see what I can do. It's very late in the game for us recruitment, but I will see. Says appreciate it. So then I send him information that I need from him to go ahead to try to assist him in finding a school. The kid plays for another organization. Let me go to another kid. Hold on. Where's that? Where's he at? Okay, got it. This kid right here. He says he's talking about working out. Okay, where's that? Talking about playing. Okay, he said I play center. He's 6'7", 215 pounds. He's a post. Hold on. Coach, I'm trying to hoop in college. That's my main goal. I said, okay. The coach from FTCC let me come up for open gym. And he said he will let me start coming up there more. Same thing with Methodist. But yesterday I asked if there was going to be open gym or workout. They ain't respond. Don't know why. That's something I just realized that I probably have to speak to him about that. Don't know why. Could have just got caught in with all the messages he probably gets. I said, okay, great. I know the coach. I know coach. I told him I'll talk to him. He said, I play center, 6'7", 215 pounds. Because I think I asked him what other schools. He said it's a D3 coach from Massachusetts that really wants me to come to his school. But for some reason, when I'm doing my application, then it won't let me go further. So I'm going to find out. So he needs assistance with that. All right. So he said, that's blah, blah. I said, okay. Don't done your financial aid, because D3 schools will still have to come. You will still have to come out of pocket. D3 don't give athletic scholarships, only academics and packages with your financial aid. That's what the coach had told me. But I looked on the school website whenever I had tried to apply, and it said, due to my GPA, I can get my merit scholarship. So that means he had 2.9 GPA, which is great. Remember I said, the higher your GPA, the more money you can get, especially at the D3 level. Okay. All right. So I said, but if you come on Thursday, I said, so he wanted to come to work out. Okay, I'll see you then. All right. So, and that's just two of others that I have gotten. And some of them are probably y'all players. So please don't tell me about what people are not doing or how people are claiming that they're helping kids, but maybe you because you feel that they're not, or you feel that the offer that they got wasn't from off of their backs, but it was off of maybe yours. Understand, know the facts first before you speak. Understand, what has transpired. It may seem as that way that you may have been the one, but maybe truthfully you wasn't. You see what I'm saying? So recruiting, who really are helping these kids get into school? You tell me that. If you're really about helping these kids get into school, you would do your research and you will find out about so many other types of schools and get those kids in the building. You would actually really go out there and do your due diligence and find out all types of levels of schools that it is for kids to go to. It is not just D1, D2, D3, NAIA. There's USC, AA. In California, they got different type of schools. I always ask kids, are you willing to leave home far away to go live out your dream? I had a kid with an offer from Canada. At the school I was a head coach at. I ain't gonna say the school name because I don't really care for the school no more. But I was the head coach at the school, and I had a kid with an offer from a Canadian college. I'm just about giving an opportunity to people. It's up to them if they take it or not. But I'm not going to I'm not going to say what other people are not doing unless I know for sure, unless I actually have the facts right in front of me. I'm not going to tell people that this person is not, or they ain't doing that. How do you know? How do you know? Who are you to claim that? All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. If y'all want my cheat sheet, my next podcast, I'm gonna come on with my cheat sheet for y'all. And I'm gonna give everybody the game. I'm gonna give you the game of what I do and how I do it, when I do it, and why I do. I'm gonna give you the game so you can do the same for either your child, for your players. See, I do this. I'm up at night sometimes searching for schools, making connections, doing videos for kids. Because at the end of the day, it's not because I like doing the videography and stuff, but it's also they need film. They need a highlight. Then they need good film to showcase them playing in the game. It doesn't have to be long. It don't have to be 20 seconds with them walking around. That's a stupid highlight. That's not what you send to coaches. As soon as they click on that video, they need to see the kids start playing or training or working out. Go on and on and on. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I just wanted to go ahead and vent to you guys about that recruiting and who really is helping these kids into get into school. You tell me. I know who it is. Now, it don't have to be just one person. It could be multiple people. Understand that. Hey, this is Real Talk with your boy MRK. Dream big, y'all. You two are powerful. Stay up. Stay blessed. Till next time, man. I see you guys, and I'm out.